Hi guys and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is of course Cameron and welcome back today to another live stream. It's 9 o'clock, probably the latest live stream we've ever done. I've just got back from football. It is the press conference reaction to Marco Silva's pre-game press conference ahead of Saturday's fixture against Burnley away from home. We've done the game preview a little bit earlier on, so if you haven't checked that out after today's team, please do go and check that out. We're going to do the press conference reaction today. Usually Marco Silva does his press conferences on a Friday and then we do the reaction sort of after that Friday night. However, he had this press conference today for some reason, must have something on tomorrow, must be a little bit busy, so I thought, you know what, I'll do the press conference reaction tonight after the preview because it saves waiting a day and then by the time we get to tomorrow people aren't really interested in what he's had to say. So we're going to do the press conference reaction. Now I'm just going to tweet today's team out so everybody knows that we are live. Second team of the night, like I said, a little bit late this one, 9 o'clock I assume. A lot of you will be watching the football. A lot of you will probably be settling down for the night. Like I said, I've literally just got home from football, so as soon as I finish streaming I'm going to dive in the bath and try and settle myself down. CJ says, hi Cam, hope all is well. Hi CJ, I'm not doing too bad mate, I hope you're doing well yourself. And Jonathan says, hi Jonathan, I hope you're doing well. Carl says, alright lads, hope DCL can score against Burnley to boost his confidence. Yeah, definitely, hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully we can get a good win and it can boost the confidence of the entire squad, because I think that's desperately needed. So the first sort of bit of information that Marco Silva spoke about, the biggest bit of information that he spoke about, we actually spoke about it in the game preview because we done the preview after the press conference, so a little bit of reaction in the preview as well to the press conference. But Marco Silva confirmed that both Andre Gomes and Theo Walcott are fit and available for Saturday's trip to Burnley, which is obviously fantastic news. Obviously Theo Walcott going off injured at the start of the Manchester City game, literally a minute in, looked a little bit bad. We feared the worst, obviously going off on a stretcher, going straight into an ambulance, taken straight to hospital. It's very lucky that, and you know, it's obviously it's fantastic news that it wasn't nothing too serious and that he's back now, and that he's regained his fitness and he's available for Saturday's game. Whether he's fully fit in terms of, obviously he'll have missed a couple of days training, I'm not too sure, but Marco Silva confirmed that he is fit and available, as is Andre Gomes. Again, very similar situation. Andre Gomes has been out now for a few weeks, obviously with a hip injury. Marco Silva said that he's available for Saturday, whether that means he's match fit, whether that means he's going to start, whether that means, you know, he's fit enough to be on the bench, or whether that just means he's, you know, he's fit and ready, I don't know, but I suppose it's one of them that we'll have to see. Hopefully Andre Gomes is 100% fit, and if he is, he should be in the starting 11. If he's not, he shouldn't be in the squad. But Marco Silva said that both have trained and both are ready for Saturday. So fantastic news there, of course. He then went on to talk about Jean-Philippe Gbamin. Again, whilst on the topic of injuries, he said we saw him for the first time on the pitch this morning doing individual work with Bruno Mendes. So again, listen, obviously discussing Jean-Philippe Gbamin, hinting that was the first time that he's trained with the team since his injury. So obviously it's small steps with him. Road to recovery as always. You know, it'll take a little bit of a long time. At least he's on the road and at least he's starting to step on the pitch now. Obviously it's a case of nursing that injury, getting himself back to fitness, and then obviously I dare say he'll have another few weeks, maybe another month and a bit's worth of training before we see him in a match day squad, because you know he had quite a serious injury as well. But obviously it's fantastic that he's been back in training, obviously, as well as Andre Gomes and Theo Walcott. It's fantastic that Jean-Philippe Gbamin has been back on the pitch and doing some individual work as well, because I think that's exactly what he needs. He needs to work individually, not only to try and nurse his injury but also to try and get himself used to, like I said, the system and the style of play and the pace and the power of the Premier League, because I think that's something he struggled with when he first come in. And I think Bruno Mendes will be able to sort of talk to him and coach him through that as well. Where are we? David says, welcome everyone. I am the Mighty Blues Cam, and the Mighty Blues coming at you from the YouTube. Jonathan says, I haven't been on the streams because I lost my daughter earlier. Oh, bloody hell. I'm so sorry, mate. I'm so sorry to hear that. Listen, that's absolutely awful. That's awful news, mate. I know it's probably is the worst time to say it, but I really do hope you're doing well yourself, and I am so sorry for the loss. That's devastating, mate. I'm so sorry about that. Cal says, who's your favourite Everton player, Cam? I feel a bit bad going into the rest of the conversation now, because that's awful, mate. Nobody should ever lose a child. So I really am sorry about that, and my condolences, and I'm sure everybody's condolences from the stream are to you and your family, mate, because that's horrible, mate. It really is. Moving on, Cal says, who's your favourite Everton player, Cam? At the minute, I don't know, probably Luca Dean or Richarlison. Father Damien says we're going to lose against Burnley, or against, I assume let's say Burnley. I don't know. I don't think we will personally, but who knows. David says being there, Jonathan, stay positive, brother. Yeah, that's I know it's probably the worst time to say it, and it seems like you can't be, but you just have to try and stay positive. You know, it's absolutely devastating stuff, obviously. Father Damien says Burnley 4 defeats in a row, get the clown out. Who's to say we're going to get beat by Burnley? Jonathan says, thanks, David, mate. Yeah, big up, David, as well. Cal says, I would love us to sign Florian Thauvin. He is so good. He's had a spell in the Premier League, hasn't he, before? I think he believed in Newcastle. He was okay. Again, it'll be whether Marcel Brands fancies him, whether he's on Marcel Brands' list, of course. Father Damien says, sorry for your loss. Yeah, exactly. Let's get some love for Jonathan in the chat, of course, because that's absolutely devastating. Jeff says, we've only just got you, Cam. Whatever you were saying, we have no clue. So basically, I was just talking about the press conference. Obviously, Marco Silva confirming that Andre Gomez and Theo Walcott are fit. The first bit of news that we all already knew anyway. David says, no problem. I know how it rips your heart out. She is in a great place. And Jonathan says, thanks, Cam. Means a lot. Come on, you Blues. Yeah. And Cal says, stay strong, Jonathan. Sorry for your loss, mate. There you go. The chat getting involved as usual. Big up to the chat. Cal says, I would love Ziyech from Ajax. I'd love him as well, mate, but I don't think it's possible. Falcon Blues TV says, double duty today, mate. Working hard, keep it up. Thank you very, very much, of course. Got to do the press conference reaction. Max says, do you think he will play Gomez on Saturday? If he's fully fit, then why not? If he's not fully fit, then don't risk him. But if he is fully fit, then, you know, I'll play him. Everton FC is the best says, hey, hope you're doing well. And Jonathan says, thanks, Cal, mate. Yeah. So obviously moving on to some of the other bits from the press conference. Marco Silva was asked a specific question about Kurt Zouma. He was asked about the possibility of us bringing Kurt Zouma in January. He said that it's too early to talk about that, so not giving anything away in terms of transfers. He also says it's too far away for us to talk about what might happen in January. So again, not really giving anything away. Probably expected, to be honest. You wouldn't expect them to come out and say, yeah, we're in for Zouma, or yeah, we're going to sign Zouma. You wouldn't really expect that from them, especially considering we are only in the start of October. Zouma's very much a Chelsea player at the minute, and I dare say the deal's very far away as well. So there's links, obviously, because of him being on loan last season and wanting him to come here, and obviously us wanting him, but at the minute it purely is just them links. So Marco Silva dealing with that one pretty quickly. He also said, talking about obviously the game, Saturday's game, he said it's up to us to stick together and try and achieve the result. Again, something that he mentioned in conjunction to obviously last Saturday's game against Manchester City. He said that we stuck together, but we just weren't, we were just unlucky on the day. I think we played better. I still don't think we were fantastic on Saturday, but I think we were a lot better. And if we can take that confidence, if we can take that level of performance into Saturday's game against Burnley, I think we can go and get the 3 points. John says, rest in peace. Yes, definitely rest in peace. Jonathan says, Zouma in January, Cam. Yeah, I'd take him 100%, but it's whether we can break a deal with Chelsea, because we really struggled to in the summer. Obviously, we never. Father Damien says, your dreamer, mate. I've been here before. We haven't won away in donkeys. Yeah, but listen, we absolutely turned Burnley over last season away from home. So it wouldn't surprise me if we done again, but it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't put in a decent performance, because we haven't been putting in a decent performance over the last few weeks, other than the City game. David says, I think Gomez is a long shot, to be honest. Yeah, he probably is, with only just coming back from his injury, but we can only go off what Marco Silva's saying, and that is that he's fit, and he will be he's fit and ready to be part of the matchday squad. CJ says, I want us to sign Benjamin Pavard. I'd also like him. I think he's a really good player. Whether or not he'd come, I don't know. Carl says, anytime, Jonathan. I know it's going to be hard, but keep your head up, brother. She's in a great place, brother. All love, once again, from one topic to another. Exactly, echo that. Spot on, Cal. Jonathan says, thanks, Cal. Thanks for the support, lads. Everton fans best in the world. No problem at all, mate. No problem at all. If you need anything, just drop us a DM, drop us a message, drop us a comment. I'm here to talk all the time, mate. David says, Silva can't talk about agent Zouma, can he? He'll raise the price. Well, he shouldn't, realistically, because we'd be the first fan bases that if another manager come out and spoke about one of our players and a potential signing, we'd be the first fan base to say you shouldn't be talking about that. You shouldn't be mentioning that. We're not in the transfer window, so you've got to sort of respect Marco Silva just deading that question and not really getting involved with it, because at the end of the day, Zouma's very much a Chelsea player, and we've still got a long way to go till January. 3 months we've got till January, till the transfer window opens. So you know, it's an expected answer, realistically. I don't know what the journalist was thinking he was going to get from Silva. Father says, who's to blame, Cam, in your opinion, players or managers? Both. I think there's blame for both players and manager. I think the manager's tactics have been questionable at times. But I think the players' performances have been questionable at times as well. Cal says, Cam, I hope we sign Zuma so I can get a Zuma kit. Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. And Cal also says, King, Kurt, Prince, Yeri. Yeah, exactly. If you're enjoying today's team so far, please do leave a like, by the way. It means a massive amount to me. And if you haven't already and you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. So Marco Silva went on to talking about pressure, and specifically pressure he is feeling, and whether he's feeling under any pressure with obviously the recent results and performances. He says, we are not happy when we look at the table. We work always to win, but I know one way to improve: work hard, learn from the things, show bigger commitment, bigger desire. I don't feel more pressure, I feel more desire to work. Now that's an interesting quote. Obviously he's saying that he doesn't necessarily feel pressure. He doesn't feel pressure from the fans. Obviously this is pretty much confirming that there's no pressure from the board. He says he feels more of a desire to work, so he understands himself that this isn't good enough. He understands that the players know that this isn't good enough, so he's feeling the desire to want to go out there and improve. Obviously it's a really interesting quote. Like I said, you know, he said before, multiple times before, that we're not happy when we look at the table and that we'll always work hard, but coming out and saying, you know, he knows one thing to improve, and that's working hard and learning from the things and showing bigger commitment and bigger desire. That's what we've all been asking for. That's what we've all been screaming about for the last few weeks, is show heart, show desire, show commitment, show you want to win, show you want to play for that badge. And Marco Silva's coming out and he's echoing that now, so I fully expect to see that on Saturday afternoon. I don't expect to see a lackadaisical performance where heads have dropped and players aren't giving it all and no one's really that interested. I want to see players showing full commitment, full desire, and obviously learning from the mistakes that we've made in the past. And them mistakes for me are balls into the box and conceding silly goals. Burnley will probably try and put balls into the box and will try and pressure us in that way because they know we can be easily got it that way. So at the end of the day, if Marco Silva's coming out and he is recognising that and he is seeing that, then, you know, the players need to be obviously seeing that, and he needs to echo that to players. And obviously, really interesting quote at the end: I don't feel more pressure, I feel more desire to work. Right, lad, it's on your toes now then. You don't feel any pressure, and that's fine. You mightn't be getting pressure by the board, and we're not, as a fan base, we're not under any illusion. You know, there's Evertonians that want Marco Silva to leave and don't think he's the right man. There's Evertonians that want Marco Silva to stay and think we should give him more time, and that's absolutely fine. That's an opinion, and it's split 50-50. I don't think any of us, even the fans that want Marco Silva to leave, are under the impression that the board are anywhere near sacking him or want him to be sacked. Yeah, I think the board, I think he's got the full backing of the board, and the board tend to give managers sort of the benefit of the doubt. So in pretty much coming out and saying he doesn't feel pressure, he feels more desire to win. Show us that desire then, lad. Get off your ass. Let us see you on the sideline. Let us see you grabbing the players. If a player's not playing well, let us see you bring him off. You don't have to show desire by giving it all the fist pump and all the, you know, the Jurgen dickhead Klopp shit and all that crap. Don't have to do that, but what you have to do is when a player's not playing well, grow a pair of balls and go, you're coming off. You know, if Gylfi Sigurdsson starts on Saturday and 45 minutes in, 50 minutes in, he's doing nothing and he's hardly touched the ball and he's not creating opportunities, rag him off. That shows desire, that shows willingness to win, that shows commitment, it shows learning from mistakes, and it shows that, you know, you're wanting to go on and get a result. Don't just sit there and not make a change until something happens negatively on the game. There's many ways you can show desire, and you can show, you know, agency, and you can show commitment, and it doesn't have to necessarily be running up and down the line and giving it the fist bump like Nobbet does across the park. It can literally be making those decisive decisions, having a pair of balls to go. Marco Silva can sit down for an entire game and not get up once, but you know, on 60 minutes if Gylfi isn't playing well and he rags him off, that's showing desire. That's showing that he's going, you know what, you're not playing well, so you're coming off. That's the type of desire I want to see as an Evertonian. I want to see him changing things when it so clearly isn't working. It's so clear. There's so many times this season I've watched Everton and I've gone, this really isn't working. Is he going to change it? No. Is he going to change it? No. Is he going to change it? No. We concede, then he changes it. When I can fucking see from my seat that it's not been working for the last 15 minutes, that's what I want to see. I want to see more of that proactiveness rather than reactiveness. He then obviously went on further to talk about the game. He said it'll be tough, like it is for any club to go for. They're a really physical team and we need to be switched on from the start of the game. Again, very much of the same sort of stuff. We do need to be switched on from the start of the game. They are a physical team. They are a decent side. They're, you know, mid-table Premier League side pretty much every year. Obviously broke into Europe a couple of years ago as well. So, you know, he's spot on. We do need to be on our game, and we need to be cutting out the stupid mistakes and the stupid lapses of concentration. But he said that before in press conferences, and then 3 days later in the game, we've had the ball all come over the box and everyone's fell asleep and we've conceded the goal. So let's put it to play now. Let's put it to force. And finally, he spoke about Fabian Delph being recalled to the England squad. So if you didn't know, Fabian Delph has been recalled to the England squad for the next round of Euro 2020 qualifiers, along with Michael Keane and Jordan Pickford. He spoke about Fabian Delph being recalled. He said it's very good news. As a club, we always want to improve and give them a chance of being picked. Always want to improve players, and give them a chance of being picked by their international team. So again, taking a little bit of praise for the Fabian Delph situation there. Obviously, it's fantastic to see Delph back in the England squad. Really, really good for his confidence. Really, really good for him as well. And Marco Silva was just sort of echoing that. So that's all from Silva for today. Let's get back in the live comments now before we go. Carl says, Yerry Mina has been fantastic for me. Just needs to calm down his tackle. Sometimes a bit aggressive and cause fouls. I agree. CJ says, and he also needs to be a little bit more aware, and he needs to watch his concentration levels as well. CJ said, I think Marco knows it. Would have been so bad for him to get sacked after not being asked. Yeah, fair enough. John says, I'm so sorry, Jonathan. Yeah. CJ says, sacked last season in January. Yeah, really, really good point. Jonathan says, need to win this game. Big game. Thanks, John, mate. Yeah, we do. It's a massive game and a team that we should be beating and a team that we should be going out there and attacking and playing a positive starting 11 and attacking starting 11 from the off. There's no need to play two central defensive midfielders on Saturday. There's no need to play defensively on Saturday. There's really not. David says, in 3 games' time, he'll feel pressured if we end up with 2 points. Again, arguably, things change quickly in football, so you're probably right. Carl says, would you take Ozil on loan in January? I wouldn't, mate. I really don't rate Ozil. I think he's shite. I really, really do think he's shite. And that's probably an unpopular opinion, but I just don't rate him whatsoever. Where is he? David says, not a chance. Carl and Jonathan, you're right. We need wins. Spot on. Jeff says, I don't think anyone really believes that we lack foot effort. I'm sure that the players and staff are trying, but they are brittle. We need a psychiatrist. We need a psychiatrist, not a manager. Not a manager. Yeah. And, you know, I've got the hiccups there, sorry. And we've spoken about mentality a lot of times over the last couple of weeks, and we've spoken about how the mentality seems to be a little bit weak in the changing room. And, you know, I dare say the players are giving it 100%, and I dare say the manager is giving it 100%, but I think, you know, mentality is something that we can speak about on a different stream. It's something for a long stream. But, you know, we can talk about mentality, but we see Everton play where we play with a strong mentality and we go out there and we show grit and we show fight and we show passion. A little bit like the game against Manchester City. A little bit like, you know, games last season, Arsenal, home Chelsea, home Man United at home. We see those games and then we see games where we don't. So, for me, yes, it probably is a mentality thing, but we see Everton play in the way that we want them to play multiple times. It's just that inconsistency of it. So that's where we need to figure out. Carl says, David, you never know. Arsenal want him gone, so you never know, matey. It's possible, but I just wouldn't take him. I don't think he'd improve our squad whatsoever. Jonathan says, I've seen a few fans blaming Brands for the summer window. It's not so easy signing players. I don't think Brands is to blame, really. I think the players that have come in again, obviously we all knew it'd take Moise Keane time to settle in. Gomez is obviously was a straight settle in. He's done okay. He's got injured. Gabaman had an injury, so we can't really judge that signing. Sidibe obviously has come in for a couple of games, done well. Fabian Delph has come in, done well. So again, I don't really think we can blame Marcel Brands that much. David says, more like a Labatonist Jeff. Carl says, I think Brands is the reason we got Keane and Iwobi as well, who's obviously come in and done well, and you forgot about him. Yeah, exactly, spot on. Jonathan says, I like Keane and Iwobi. I do as well. David says, Machiri is why we got Keane over the line as Taj got it done. Fair enough, but it was Marcel Brands' decision to go for that deal. Carl says, I would let Digne sleep with my wife. That's how good he is. He's fucking unbelievable, and he is unbelievable. And he's a proper belter looking lad as well. There you go. David says, Carl, Jonathan says, well played, Carl, haha, and Jeff says, Carl. Evertonian TV says, for me, Everton have to win against Burnley and then against West Ham, no excuses, fair enough, I would agree. Carl says, I think it's crucial we win our games till December because most likely we will drop points, so win all our games until then and I'll be happy. I will be absolutely made up, mate. Carl says, we have the best left back in the Prem, we do. Evertonian TV says, Jonathan McCulver, would you start Keane over DCL? And Jonathan says, yeah, but Marco keeps taking players out the team and not giving them more time. Very, very interesting, obviously, I think. If you haven't seen my game preview to this game, go over and check it out. I give my predicted starting 11 there, so I'm not going to give too much away. I think if Marco Silva goes with one striker, it'll be Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And to be honest with you, Dom scored 4 goals in 4 games. It'd be a little bit naughty to take him out. However, I do understand the people that want Moise Keane in there. I want Moise Keane to play as much as possible, and that's why I want the two of them to play up front together. But, you know, whether Marco Silva will play 2 up front, I really, really don't know. And Evertonian TV says, I understand that, but sometimes there's no need for a change. Exactly. Spot on. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's live stream, or tonight's live stream. If you have enjoyed, please do hit that like button. Once again, a massive thanks to everybody for getting involved. Late one today, so a massive thanks for everybody for taking time out your night to come and watch me. If you're new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 900 subscribers now. We're well on the road to 1,000, so I really do appreciate that. And follow us on Twitter as well if you haven't already. It's at MightyBluesYT. I always cock that up. It's at MightyBluesYT down there. Keep up to date with all of the latest information regarding Everton, the channel, and keep up to date with all of the latest press conference stuff as well. Jeff says, that's my point, really. We play well when we're in the mood, but we don't reproduce it. It's so dependent on the circumstances on the given day. I agree. And Carl says, I want to see Baines have at least one more game this season. I think Baines will play this season. I think Baines is, again, struggling with injury himself, but I think when he's fit, we'll see him in the team. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's live stream. Please do leave a like. It really mean the most to me. And if you're new to the channel, like I said, please do subscribe. Big game on Saturday afternoon. Obviously, I'll be back with my instant match reaction straight after it to give you my initial thoughts, and then we'll have all the post-game stuff, live game review, and some interesting topics to talk about through next week as well. Sorry. Big thanks to everybody for watching. Really do appreciate it. David says, go on, Cam. Thank you very much, David, and thanks to everybody else for getting involved. If you're watching the YouTube video, leave thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll do my best to get involved with all of them as well. Jeff says, cheers, Cam. Laters, everyone, and Jonathan, you stay strong, fella. Yeah, spot on. Give loads of love to Jonathan in the chat as well. Before we go, and you know, if you follow him on Twitter, go and give him loads and loads of love. Obviously, it's horrible time for him, so it's important that we all stay together and we all give him as much love and support as possible. Like I said, Jonathan, DMs are always open, mate. Just drop us a message and I'm always here to talk. And Jonathan says, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, big spot on. Thank you all very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Like I said, please do leave a like if you have enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. David says, nice one, Jeff. A pleasure as always, mate. There you go. Love in the chat. That's what I like to see. Proper boss loving, friendly chat. Anyway, big thanks for watching. Leave a like if you have enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you soon.